Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Sam.
And we're Envy Board Gaming. And today we're going to be taking a look at the newest Unmatched set, Jurassic Park. This set is going to have Dr. Ellie Sattler as well as the T-Rex. So today I'm going to take us through the characters. I'm not going to really do a teach. If you want to go check out how to play the game, I would say go check out, our previous videos and find out how that works. I'm just going to go take a quick look through the cards, maybe give you some ideas as to how they play, and then we'll come back and give you our final thoughts. So let me take you through that real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, so for this Unmatched set, again, we are just going to be looking at the specific characters. I'm not really going to do a rules video or how to play. If you'd like to know how to play Unmatched, please go check out some of our other Unmatched content that we've done over the different sets, like the Battle of Legends Seasons 2 and those kinds of videos, and they'll be able to give you more of a feel of how the game is played. Here, I'm just going to take a few minutes to go through each character. That way you have an idea of what they do and maybe possibly how to play them. So let's just jump right in. So for this set of Jurassic Park, you are going to be having Dr. Ellie Sattler with her sidekick, Dr. Ian Malcolm. And you're going to have the T-Rex, who notably starts with 27 health. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go through each of these characters, kind of point out some cards and what you can expect with their gameplay so that you can decide if this is the right set for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first one we're going to start to look at is going to be Dr. Ellie Sattler and her sidekick, Dr. Ian Malcolm. So they are both melee with a movement of 2, and her whole special ability is going to be revolving around these insight tokens. Now the game is going to come with 6 of these, but you're only ever going to use 5 during the game. They just give you an extra in case you lose one, or something happens and you only have 5 or whatever, or if you only have 4, you have an extra one to use. Okay, and so what's going to happen is with her special ability is that whenever her or Ian Malcolm move, they get to place one of these tokens in their new space. And what's unique about these is that they don't do anything on their own. However, they can stack. So you can have multiple tokens of insight together on the same space, and they can share spaces with other tokens. And they don't really do anything specifically on their own. However, in her deck, you're going to have a lot of cards that revolve around those insight tokens, and that's going to be where the difference is going to come in her gameplay. Now, she does have a lower health pool, but you'll see as you go through the cards that won't necessarily be too much of a problem. So she has 13 health, and Ian Malcolm has 7. So let's go ahead and jump and look into the cards that you're going to see in her deck. And I'm going to start with the only strictly attack card that you're going to find in this deck of Unmatched. So for this one, and again, a lot of them are going to revolve around those insight tokens. So for her, you have a base attack of 2, right, with a boost value of 2. But this one, you're going to increase the value based on the number of insight tokens on the board. Now, you'll have to remove them, but remember, every time you move, you're going to be able to place out these insight tokens. So kind of keep that in mind. So this is the only attack card you're going to have. There are 3 of them, but if you play your cards right, pun intended, you're going to be able to really boost that attack to a maximum of 7. Okay, one thing you're going to see in this deck is that there are a lot of versatile cards. So like a lot. And so for this one, again, you're going to be able to immediately draw a card, and you're going to recover health equal to the number of insight tokens. And she has 3 of these. So you're going to be able to recover a lot of health throughout the game, especially with the way that you're moving around, which I know you're going to be doing in order to run away from the T-Rex. You're going to be able to increase your health quite a bit with her cards. Again, whenever you do use these insight tokens, you'll remove them, but you're going to be able to use them again. They don't go into the box or anything like that. You can continue to put them out. This next versatile card is going to deal 2 additional damage to each opposing fighter that is on or adjacent to a space with the insight token. So that's just an extra benefit of, hey, I can play this as an attack or a defense, and I'm going to be able to deal damage to you if I've placed those insight tokens in a good position. Here you are going to find, I believe, the only defense card in the entire deck. And what this one is going to do is just kind of allows you to run away, essentially. So you can place your fighter, and this is an any defense card, which is nice. You can place your fighter in any space with an insight token. And remember, insight tokens can stack. So you can have multiple insight tokens on one space. So if you're moving, there goes. Because this doesn't specify and say that it has to be a maneuver action. It just says whenever either character moves, you can place one of your fighters. So keep that in mind. Here, Dr. Malcolm even has some cards that play off the insight tokens. This one just allows you to place an additional one in any space. So when you play this card, you just get to place an insight token in any space that you like. So, all right. Here, this is value 0. However, one doesn't play off the insight tokens. This one's kind of unique in the fact that the value of the card is equal to the number of cards that you have in your hand. So if you do have a large hand size, this could be a huge hit if you use it for an attack, or a huge defense, because as you'll see, T-Rex is going to have a lot of boost values that they're going to be able to use when they're attacking. Okay, then we have some more Dr. Malcolm cards. So here, what's kind of nice with this one is that during your after combat, your opponent is going to discard the top card of their deck. And then each Dr. Malcolm and Dr. Sattler are going to gain health. And there are another 2 of these. So, I mean, you have 5 cards in your entire deck that are going to allow you to gain health of at least, depending on how you do your insight tokens and the cards that get discarded, you're going to have quite a bit of healing here when it comes to these cards. So something to keep in mind. Even though she does have a low income, she's going to be able to, they're both going to be able to heal quite a bit. So keep that in mind. The next one is the only scheme card that you're going to find in the entire deck. So this one allows you to draw 2 cards, place an insight token in Dr. Malcolm's space, and gain an action, which is nice. Then you're going to have this one here where if it is the hero that you use it, which if the opposing fighter that you're attacking is a hero, it's a 4 instead of a 1. So you get some nice additional bump in your values there. Oh, never mind. There is another defense card. My bad. This one deals 2 damage to the opposing fighter, and you get to move your fighter up to 2 spaces. Another any card. These last ones will be all any cards. And so if you won combat here, you place Dr. Malcolm and Dr. Sattler in any space. Here you get to move any of your fighter, or move your fighter up to 4 spaces. And now you're just going to have your basic regroup and feint cards that do the same that you're going to see in any other set that has these exact same cards. All right, so that's going to cover Dr. Ellie Sattler and Ian Malcolm. So let's go ahead and take a look at the T-Rex. And the last character in this set, or since there's only 2, is going to be the T-Rex, which is a pretty big deal. I mean, you get this massive mini. What's going to be nice about T-Rex is they start with the highest health in any Unmatched set as of right now, and that's 27. And he or she is the only large character as of right now in the Unmatched system. So she will actually use up 2 spaces, and because of her size, anything that is within 2 spaces from her is considered adjacent. So looking at the map, I'll just show you real quickly on the map. Let's say she was here. Right, I'm gonna do my best not to mess this up. So if she's on these 2 spaces here, adjacency is considered 2 spaces away. So she could attack 2 spaces away. All right, and that's kind of the big thing with these large characters when you're playing them, that you're going to that's what the large characters are going to bring into it. There are other maps where she can't go through like hidden passageways, right? She's just too large. So they have some separate rules in the back of the rule book. I'm not going to get into them, but just keep that in mind that T-Rex is considered a large character, and there are some extra little rules to keep in mind with that. And she's relatively slow in the game. She has a movement of 1, and you're reminded of her being a large fighter here, and that she can attack 2 spaces away. That is part of her special ability. The other thing is that at the end of your turn, you will always be drawing cards. So you are going to have tons of cards in your hands, whether you're maneuvering or even at the end you're going to be drawing up. So you should always have at least 1 card in your hand. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at her cards. So the one big thing that you're going to see in T-Rex's deck is going to be that she is going to do a lot of damage to herself, potentially. So I'll point those out, but let's go ahead and go through her attack cards first. So here is kind of nice because you get to ignore the value of your opponent's card, meaning you could just do 3 straight damage to them, but you're also going to take 2 damage here. Okay. Next, you're going to, again, deal 3, but here you're going to deal another 3 to that opponent, but then you're also going to take 3 damage. Okay, here what you can do is that you can boost this card, which is going to be kind of nice because you might want to use a card like the one we just previously looked at that has a boost value of 4, right? And you can make this a 6, and maybe you'll be able to do more damage to your opponent and avoid maybe taking that extra 3 damage here on some of your other cards. And there are quite a few attack cards here, so I don't think there's too much fear when it comes to having enough cards to be able to attack with. So boosting is going to be another thing you're going to see in her deck. And then again, if you've won the combat card, you get to draw a card, you get to gain an action, and you're going to take 2 damage. So again, you're seeing that taking damage. All right, this one is going to be your highest attack value, and that is going to be a 5. And at the end, you just get to draw a card, but still pretty decent attack right there for T-Rex. Then you're going to have T-Rex's only pure defense card here. And again, you're going to be able to boost this value. And something that I've noticed as I've played through is that the attack cards that have you take damage at the end of your turn actually have pretty decent boost values. So if we look at the ones I've already taken a look at, they all have a boost value of 3 or 4, and these are all ones that are going to cause damage to yourself. So if you can strategically use those, even to boost your other cards, you can avoid a lot of that self-harm by boosting your defense or other attacks that you're going to have. So here you can boost your defense, and if you won, you get to return this card to your hand because there's only 2 of these in the deck for your defense. Okay, here another card you're going to be able to boost. So again, if you're using those cards, you could add 3 or 4 right there to boost this attack or defense. And if you won this, you're going to deal an additional damage to each opposing fighter to the in the T-Rex's zone. It's not even adjacency, it's just that they're even in the zone. And she could potentially be in multiple zones, so keep that in mind as well. Here is going to be a nice little adjustment to your value, is that if you started this turn in a different space, this card's value is a 5. And, typical momentous shift that we've seen in other sets as well. Here, this is going to be kind of nice because maybe they're just trying to run in an attack. You can play this and immediately they cannot leave the space for the rest of the turn, kind of setting them up to be attacked next round. All right, and again, a decent boost values. Whenever I see these cards, I'm looking at the boost values for them. And then you're going to have a 3. Well, really, there's what, like 3, 6, 8 scheme cards that you're going to have in total with these 3. Here's this one that's going to allow you to choose a card from your discard pile. That's obviously not this one, and add it to your hand, so you can get some of those big hitting cards back out. Here, you're going to be able to place the T-Rex in any space in her zone, and then each fighter that is adjacent has to discard a random card. So you can really kind of get at Ellie Sattler with that hand count in case she is trying to use it to boost her 1 card that changes the value to the cards in her hand. And then finally, the last card is going to be that you're going to be able to move the T-Rex 1 space, draw a card, gain an action, right? So really with T-Rex, something I like is really kind of working around what cards you want to use. Maybe you can avoid taking any damage if you use those cards as boost values, Or maybe you want to take the damage because you really want to ignore your opponent's values of their defense card, and you can just hit 3 right off the bat. Yes, you're going to take damage, but at least you make them burn a defense card essentially. You're gonna, like I said, you're gonna have that 27 health, but that's pretty much how T-Rex is gonna go. You're gonna be pretty slow moving, so you're also gonna be needing to use those boost values in order to catch your opponent, because Ellie Sattler is gonna be able to move a little faster than you. So you're gonna have to use those boosts as well for getting T-Rex up to the opponent that you're playing. So something to keep in mind when you are playing. I'm not really going to go into the map. I'll move this stuff real quick because there is nothing that is added to this set's map. So, you know, a lot of times the maps are going to have their own little special thing, whether it be like doors that comes with like Robin Hood, Little Red, and Beowulf, or like the tokens that come in the Marvel sets. This one is there's nothing special. Nothing special. It's only one side. There's no map on the back, just some nice artwork. But there's nothing special with this set. So I would just say the only thing really is that if for someone T-Rex is on the map and it doesn't get, she's not considered to be in that space. So it actually has to reach. And that's the only thing that you're really going to be worried about when it comes to the map, I guess, with this set, is where T-Rex is going to be at and what spaces she is on. So something to keep in mind, but nothing really too special about the map. But yeah, so that is the Unmatched Jurassic Park set with Dr. Ellie Sattler and T-Rex. So we're going to go ahead and take it back up top and give you our final thoughts.
All right, and we're back. Thank you for giving us an overview of the characters. So what would you say are your positives for this set?
Well, my positives is that it's more unmatched. I mean, Jurassic Park is a very popular IP, and I think it adds some new interesting elements. It shows you how a large character works. I think adding the insight tokens is what's interesting when it comes to Ellie Sattler. Overall, I think it's a fine set. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a cool set. I mean, who doesn't want to play with a giant T-Rex miniature?
It's true.
I mean, when that becomes an option as a playable character, I don't know a ton of people that's wanting to turn that down, you know?
Yeah, true.
I don't know if they'll be as excited with the actual gameplay of the T-Rex, but it'll be exciting on the board.
Right, true.
So yeah, what did you like about the set?
I mean, it's Jurassic Park, so that makes it cool. I think it is interesting having a large character that is like essentially it is taking up 2 spaces.
Yep.
So that is different to play with for sure. I think the Ellie Sattler's tokens were neat to play with too. So I think just overall, you know, they're it's still unmatched, but it's cool because you get a lot of different aspects of those characters.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like Unmatched, you're gonna get Unmatched. If Unmatched is your thing, this is a no brainer. You're gonna buy this set. And it's going to add more playable characters, which is always a good thing, more options, right?
Yeah.
As far as the gameplay of this set, how would you rate this set to other sets that we have?
I wouldn't say it was my favorite either, but I mean, it's my least favorite. So
Right.
I would probably, you mean like overall rating?
Well, I mean, just saying, like, in comparison to all the characters that come in other sets,
Yeah.
is this as fun or more or less fun than the other sets that you've played?
I think it's as fun. I wouldn't say it's like more fun per se, or least, but I mean, I think it was just as well as the other ones that we played.
Yeah. I know we had just done our rating. I know you joined me for our top 10 unmatched characters. Would either of these make your top 10?
That's hard. I think they would, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably lower. Okay. Like not like like in the top 5, probably like in the.
They're definitely not taking out Yananga.
Yeah, definitely not. But
right. For me, these are decent. They're okay characters, I should say. T-Rex is like the big thing that you're getting out of the set, but to me, T-Rex is not that great in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think I've seen people are talking about T-Rex really kind of directs the game, and it's all going to come down to T-Rex. And every time I played, T-Rex is lost though. Every single game we played, T-Rex is lost. I think Ellie Sattler is a lot stronger than she gets credit for, and I actually prefer Ellie Sattler. Now, neither one of these characters would make my top 10. Definitely not. Ellie Sattler would be towards the middle. I would say probably the mid-teens. T-Rex would probably be in the 20s. I don't think there's anything too exciting about them. I mean, you're dealing damage to yourself, which isn't fun, but you have 27 health. You're really going to be playing around with that boosting because you got to boost your movement, and then you can boost some attacks or boost your defense, and you have a ton of attacks and everything. But I really like Ellie Sattler with those tokens because you're going to be using those to heal a ton, and she has a ton of healing. I don't even care that you have 13 health; you have a ton of healing potentially.
Yeah, right.
And she doesn't even have a ton of. She only has like the one scheme card in the entire deck, which I think is pretty unique. Most I think have at least like one or two. I think most of them have more than one, if I remember right. But Ellie Sattler, I like more than T-Rex.
I do too. I agree.
But neither of them will make my top 10. I think this falls. It's better than Buffy, in my opinion. I think this is better than the Buffy set. But I don't know. It's still fun. It's not a bad set. It's good. But if you were getting one set of Unmatched, I would not say get this set. I would say get something like Cobble and Fog or the new Battle Legends Volume 2. I think those would be the ones to get. Or if you're really into Marvel, get that one. I think this just adds more stuff, which is good. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. There's not really too much more to cover. There's no new map, like I said in the overview. It's all pretty basic stuff when it comes to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and do our overall score for this set. What would you give this set of Unmatched? Also, I'll say I wasn't crazy about the art in this one. A lot of it was pulled from the movie.
Yeah.
But of all the sets, this is probably my least favorite art from any set, which is weird. I mean, the art's still good, but I just like the other sets better.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, for score-wise, I would probably give it, I would say a 7. I would give it a 7. I still had fun playing. I think in general, like, because T-Rex isn't that great, but I think he's just fun to play, or she is just fun to play.
Right.
Ellie Sattler is definitely better, in my opinion. I mean, the T-Rex is just like a big, like, goofball that, like, hurts herself, and
the adjacency is 2 spaces away.
Yeah, so sometimes I think the movement for me, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here instead of here. So it was kind of, you're taking up 2 spaces, which is not normal.
Well, you can attack from either space.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. When you'd move, you'd be like, oh, okay, I move here, and then I move here, and, like, you're, taking up 2 spaces. So, but yeah, I'd give it a 7. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'm right there. I mean, I like a 7. I think it's a fine set. I love it. It stinks that Unmatched doesn't have they have this big storage solution on GameFound right now, but nothing for the T-Rex. And I don't know. That's a discussion for a different day. I'm not getting any of that stuff. We're just talking about this set. So yeah, this is a 7 for me. It's a fine set. If you like it, you're going to get it. If you're looking to get into Unmatched, I wouldn't say get this one. I would get one of the 4-pack sets. And then if you really, really love it and you want to collect them all,
I think if you're a Jurassic Park fan, then definitely get it. But if like, do
you like this set more or less than the Raptor Muldoon set?
I like this one better.
Oh, okay. No,
I didn't care for the Raptors, to be honest.
I like the Raptors and Muldoon.
Yeah, it was okay.
So
I like this. I think it's because I really like Ellie Sattler, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. So that is our thoughts on the newest Unmatched set of Jurassic Park. with Dr. Ellie Sattler and the T-Rex. So let us know what you think of the set if you played it. And yeah, let us know in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the little bell icon so you get a notification every single time we post a video. And we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Bye.